as if my name was Tiger, but I ain't going out like no punk. This is the one style I know when I might switch it up around, then buck down, put out your head and then you wake up in the dawn of the day. I'm coming to get ya, I'm coming to get ya, spitting out lyrics, homie, I wrote ya. I came to get down, I came to get down, so get out your seat and jump around, jump around, jump around, jump around, jump up and get down. Jump up, jump, 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 What's going on, y'all? Straight to the point, sports and entertainment. Please hit the like button. Make sure you sub to the channel if you're not a member. Also hit the notifications so that you're able to get all of my content, all of my videos. Salute to the whole entire Lions Den, basketball as well as boxing community. And salute to all of the people that rock with me. And if you don't, you can always kick rocks, man. You can do whatever makes you feel good. You could, go out there, go beat your meat. You can go out there, go play with your wop. You can go out there, go smoke rocks and not even kick them. But just don't bring that negative energy over in this motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? If you don't fuck with me, hey, that's cool. If you do, hey, that's fine. And if you indirectly, I hate it, you know what I'm saying? That's not going to pan out well for you, okay? So, nevertheless, what I'm saying is, man, it don't matter, man. You come, you don't, you don't. All right. Salute to everybody up in here. What's up, Ted? Natan, I see you in here. I'm not going to hold y'all too long, but I do want to talk about this now. Of course, a couple of days ago, I did report that, and please hit the like when you come in here, please. Please hit the like when you come in here. What's up with it, Heroic? I see you in here, man. You said help. Listen. A couple of days ago, I did report that Jerry Jones was seeking Deion Primetime Sanders to come to Dallas. He had offered him a job, wanted him to come over there to the Dallas Cowboys. But despite what everybody is saying, Coach Prime had turned down the job and said he's intrigued and he's delighted that you suck him. Oh, sorry about that. Pause. You were seeking him out for for the position. Excuse me. Oh, I appreciate it, Heroic. Sorry about that. How about Jesus Christ? Thanks, I appreciate it. But Deion had turned down the job. He said no. He said, I'm not interested. I'm going to stay here in the city of Boulder. And he said he likes the community. And he said also that the only way that he would coach is if both of his sons were on an NFL roster. Okay. Also, before that, you would have reports, and it was publicly done, where Jerry Jones had pretty much told the current coach, the former coach now, Mike McCarthy, that it was okay for him to go talk because other teams were interested in Mike McCarthy, in particular the Chicago Bears, in which they wanted to bring in Mike McCarthy for an interview. Well, Jerry Jones publicly had pretty much humiliated Mike McCarthy and said, yes, go talk. We don't want anybody here that doesn't want to be here. Pretty much basically saying that, we don't want you here. Razan Wami. I have no idea who that is. I'll have to look that up. But right now we are talking about football. So with all that happening, of course, Mike McCarthy said that he was not going to return. The Cowboys had made a report, and Adam Schefter had reported that Mike McCarthy will not be returning to the Dallas Cowboys, basically ending his tenure there. And he was hoping to get Deion to say yes, but unfortunately that did not happen. Okay. I'm so happy that that took place. And now you got Jerry Jones asking for permission, and the Dallas Cowboys asking for permission to the Philadelphia Eagles, asking if it's okay if they can go ahead and interview and speak with former coach there, Kellen Moore, in which everybody, the Cowboys fan base, a lot of the Cowboys fan base had talked down on Kellen Moore, both Kellen Moore and Dan Quinn. Both the coaches are now in the playoffs. Dallas is at home on the couch. If I'm Kellen Moore, I'm telling Jerry Jones, I do not want to talk to you. Get the fuck out of here. You want to bring me back after all that shit that you put me through. And on top of that, man, we're with a rival. We're with a division rival. And on top of that, you got to understand that I'm happy here. I don't want the bullshit. He's happy. Jerry Jones is happy. Jerry Jones is reaching for everybody that he can. He scrambled and he's biting his fingers and everything, and biting his fingernails, because he knows, damn, well, we could have had Deion. Deion said, hell no, I'm not coming, because he's not going to have any control. And despite what everybody might think, everybody's going to think that Deion's going to come in there. He's going to have some sort of control. I think Shannon Sharp was saying that he's not going to have any type of control. He's not going to have any type of control. Jerry Jones is a control freak, and it's what he's doing now. In order for anybody to come, a coach has to rest assured that you are going to stand back. You are going to fall back. You're going to stand to a side. You're going to go sit your ass down. Matter of fact, you don't even need to be nowhere around unless I call you. That's the only time that anybody is going to be able to accept this position that that is offered to them in terms of being a head coach. And the thing about it too, everybody can sit up here and say, "Oh, it's a prestigious job, and you know, it's an honor to coach that team and everything like that." Yeah, exactly, Ted. But really, what you don't know, like in terms of being a puppet and everything, all you are pretty much is a front runner. And on top of that, everything that you do is going to be under a microscope. Now, let's just call it what it is. As much as I'm not a fan of Mike McCarthy, this season didn't fall on him. This season didn't fall on him. Matter of fact, last season, he actually improved last season. You know, of course, you know, the coaching decisions in the playoffs could have been a little bit better or whatnot, but that all didn't fall on Mike McCarthy either. It was a combination of the defense running out of gas. It was the inability of CeeDee Lamb not being there for routes, and just a little bit of Dak's fault, but I'm not going to blame all of that on him, because you know, we all know the situation with the offensive line and the injuries and stuff like that. And then this season too, you also got to understand too that they had just as many injuries as they did last season. Mike McCarthy had no control over that. But you want to sit up there, Jerry Jones, and you want to try to go for Prime. Listen, even if Prime was to come over there, let's say Prime was to come over, as much as I like Deion, as much as I like what he brings to the table, it's not going to be an overnight success. As a matter of fact, you're going to have to pretty much start everything over. You don't have a good running game. CeeDee Lamb is showing more and more that he can't be relied upon as a number one. On top of that, another thing is that has, I would say, a big percentage to a team being successful is health. Y'all have to, let's start with getting healthy first and foremost. Dak was not healthy. Parsons was not healthy. Diggs was not healthy. Your offensive line was not healthy. CeeDee Lamb, he ended up getting hurt. What are we talking about here? Let's start getting healthy first. But you want to put it all on Mike McCarthy. Matter of fact, I hope that Mike McCarthy goes to another team. And as much as I don't like Mike McCarthy, I hope he becomes successful just like Dan Quinn is doing. Just like Kellen Moore is doing. Trust me, I'm in the city. I know what people are saying. Everybody blamed. First off, everybody, the big poster child for the Dallas Cowboys being blamed was, of course, Dak Prescott because he's the quarterback. Okay, I heard a lot of people blaming Kellen Moore, and I heard a lot of people blaming Dan Quinn. So this is why I came to the conclusion that Jerry Jones, he snaked Mike McCarthy. He wanted him out of there with the hopes of getting Deion Sanders. That's what he did. That's what he wanted to do. Or Andy did. You said Mike McCarthy. I mean, he's a. I mean, he's. I'm not gonna take nothing away from him, man. He's an okay coach. Now, is he like when you think of great coaches over time? I can't put him in that stratosphere. But because he does have a ring, you can't take that away from him. But like many coaches, the game is caught up to him. Okay? That happens. It started happening to Belichick, despite his greatness and stuff that had taken place. And one could argue that if it wasn't for Tom Brady, um, Bill Belichick wouldn't have been as successful as he is. So listen, man, I'm not taking anything away from McCarthy. You know what I'm saying? Now, is he somebody that I'm gonna be like, oh man, he's one of the greatest coaches of all time? No, But Andy Reid, you could put that up. You could put that title on Andy Reid, especially if they uh, get the job done this season. Okay, so I listen. We all know what happened. We're not stupid. We know that Jerry Jones sat up there and look, now now he's scrambling. And listen, the Cowboys, they're not going to be as good as they were this season. Micah Parsons, I like Micah Parsons. I think he goes hard. He's not better than Fred Warner right now. You know what I'm saying? But Michael Parsons needs to understand that y'all not going to win the Super Bowl. Y'all not going to win the Super Bowl as long as Jerry Jones is around and still trying to flex whatever little muscle that he might think he have. You're not going nowhere. Okay. Even the brother Will Sports Topic, shout out to him. He's so disgusted with everything that's going on. As a Cowboys fan. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure Stephen Green, him being a Cowboys fan. I mean, I don't know. He might have a little bit of faith in them, but me, looking at this situation right here, Mike McCarthy was done wrong. This was not Bill Belichick, Jerry Jones' fault. Everything that's happening, this whole collapse. Now, true enough, the players do got to get healthy. Dak, he's even though that he was injured and stuff like that, Dak still could have played, somewhat better or whatever. But it all falls on Jerry Jones just as much as it falls on the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? And I know people gonna come with this logic saying, well, those guys were out there playing. Those guys are the ones out there playing. Those guys are the ones out there throwing, catching the football, and playing defense. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But at the same time, you got to have a good front office. Their front office reminds me of the Los Angeles Lakers. They just don't have their shit together and they make stupid ass decisions. We've seen what happened to the Lakers. And let's just call it what it is. The majority of people tune in to watch either the Cowboys, whether they're winning or losing, and the majority of the people tune in to watch the Lakers, whether they're losing, winning or losing. Now you're starting. I'm talking to a lot of these fan base people that are a part of these fan bases. Of course, you've heard it with basketball. They're disgusted with the Lakers. They're tired of one guy coming in there running the franchise, and guys that don't know what they're doing, guys and girls that don't know what they're doing. When we talk about Jeannie Buss and when we talk about Rob Pelinka, you know what I'm saying. And it's the same thing with the Cowboys. They're sick of investing their money into a franchise who they lead you astray pretty much. And I hate to agree with Stephen A. Smith, but I have to agree, man. When he always talks about how the Cowboys are an accident waiting to happen, man, he's spitting facts. He's spitting nothing but facts. This organization is not. They don't show any type of promise or anything. And what I said, I think it was maybe about a month ago, maybe about 2 months ago. I said this about the Detroit Lions. The Cowboys actually should follow the Detroit Lions blueprint. If we're keeping it 100, the Cowboys need to follow some of these other blueprints so maybe they can learn how to run a structured organization, because what they're doing, and Jerry still believes that this is the 90s, and this is the Cowboys of old, like you got Troy Aikman out there, like you got Michael Irvin out there, like you got Emmitt Smith out there, like you got Haley out there, like you got Novacek, some of these other guys, some of the Cowboys greats out there. Those aren't those aren't these days anymore. And that's what he has to realize. But I think he's stuck in that time zone. And he's stuck in the time zone of doing the same thing that you did the previous season and the season before that. They become um, predictable and repetitive. Pretty much. They have become predictable and repetitive. You know what they're going to do. You know what you're going to get out of them every single season. You know what's going to happen toward the end of the season. I mean, it's just plain and simple. Everybody knows that, and that's a sad thing to look at. So, what's up with it, Alex? I really do feel like um, Jerry Jones, he snaked Mike McCarthy, and now, even though I don't like Mike McCarthy that well, I hope he gets a better job. I hope he gets a job. I hope he becomes successful, whether it's him being an assistant or him being a head coach. Because now everybody's starting to see what happened. I think these guys were tired of it. Now you see how happy Dan Quinn is, and Dan Quinn doesn't even really, just from seeing Dan Quinn a lot, his demeanor, he's not always smiling. He looks happy over there in Washington. You look at Kellen Moore, man, he looks happy over there. Them guy, you see Zeke, he was like, man, fuck this. Even Zeke, man, he was ready to get on over there with the Chargers with the hopes of possibly winning the ring. Now, unfortunately, he had to go and sit down on the couch, and he had an early off season. But he was like, man, shoot, I remember why I left. Even though Zeke, you know what I'm saying, he became a non-factor. He damaged his own. He had damaged his own career, anyways. But yeah, for the most part, man, the Cowboys just need to go ahead. We've been talking about blowing the thing up and blowing the whole thing up. Man, listen, the Cowboys, just like the Lakers, I have to use that as examples. They done had like 3 or 4 different rebuilding processes. Okay, Like, that's why I don't sit here and say, oh yeah, the Cowboys need to rebuild. No, you need to win with the guys that you got. They just need to play harder, and Jerry Jones needs to get up out of the way. Hell, I'm even take it a step further, Ted, too. Alex, everybody up in here, heroic. I'm gonna take it a step further, man. Stephen Jones needs to get out the way too. Well, listen, man. When we talk about like, uh, like Jeannie Buss, she has no clue. Like they get on here, everybody gets on here and they boast for Jeannie Buss and stuff, how knowledgeable she is of the game and stuff like that. It's not the truth, man. She has the same type of mentality that Adam Silver has, which is marketing and what's trendy. Yeah, Stephen Jones. Yes, I said it, Stephen Jones, because there were. Listen, this is what I've been hearing, Ted. Okay, around the city. I think one time, I think it was about several months ago, there was an interview that came out. He was a former lineman, uh, and he said a lot of other players can attest to this, but they just haven't said anything because they like Stephen Jones as a person. They think he's different from his father, whatever. But he still doesn't know what he's doing either. And there was a lineman that came out and said he's just as at fault as Jerry Jones is. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I was shocked, man. I was really shocked to hear that because everybody's like, no, you need to have your son run the organization. You need to have your son run the organization, stuff like that. But there were several people that said, man, his son is not going to make it any better. You know what I'm saying? So I looked at that, man, and I always remembered that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm not. At first, I was trying to be like, well, maybe Stephen Jones, he could come in there and do the complete opposite from what his father had done or whatnot. But I'm hearing, man, they don't, they're not too fond of Stephen Jones either. You know what I'm saying? Now I know I'm probably gonna be on the low end in terms of what I said. A lot of people, they're not gonna believe that or whatever. They're gonna be like, Stephen Jones, da 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 da, all this other stuff. But this is a lineman that has been in that building, that has been around the organization, and was done wrong. I forgot that dude's name, man. He was the lineman. He used to play for the 49ers too. Um, he got out of the league because of the substance. It was because of the substance abuse policy. I forget his name, man, but he was a lineman, man. But yeah, he came out on the interview and basically put him on the blast. As a matter of fact, he said he wasn't even tripping really much about Jerry Jones. He was more tripping about Stephen Jones more than anything. So, but like I said, man, that's him and that's a couple of people. But all I'm saying is that the fingers that have been pointing in Jerry Jones because we've seen the actions of Jerry Jones. We're seeing it right now. It's right in front of you. It's right in front of you. So, uh, will they ever get it together? Maybe, maybe not. Now, I do want to talk about Deshaun Watson for a second, man. It's been reports, according to Shannon Sharp, man, on Club Shay Shay on the nightcap. They have reported this. Deshaun Watson um, has been developing this uncoachable reputation. And basically, what it boils down to is that the coach that was over there, Savansky, I forget how to pronounce his name, but basically, he wanted to run one thing. Deshaun Watson, he wanted to run, an offense in the shotgun that was more, more shotgun friendly to cater to him. But Savansky was more into, another style of offense. Um, and Deshaun Watson was complaining about it, and a lot of the players actually were taking the side of Savansky over there with the Browns and stuff, and it was actually contaminating the locker room, and it was making it hard. A lot of the players pretty much were on the coach's side as opposed to Deshaun Watson's side. Um, and so a lot of the players were upset at the coach for not calling it out, to Watson, even even going so as far as to point it out when they were in the film sessions and stuff like that. So here's my thing right here. You knew what you was getting with Deshaun Watson, right? Now, I want people to understand this. A healthy Deshaun Watson before all of the stuff that took place, the allegations and the massage parlors, all that other stuff. Before that had taken place, Deshaun Watson was was easily top five in the league, and at one point he was at top three in the league, and especially when it came to his uh, pass and or touchdown and INT percentage, you know, and he was successful. Individually, he was successful. Now, the Texans, they weren't as successful with Deshaun Watson as quarterback, but from an individual standpoint, Deshaun Watson was that guy. When he came to the Browns, okay, and I'm holding Deshaun Watson's feet to the fire and everything, and I've been critical of Deshaun Watson, but at the same time, as much as we want to talk about the Cowboys organization being fucked up, the Carolina Panthers organization being fucked up, the Chicago Bears organization being fucked up, the Cleveland Browns organization has been fucked up for quite some time. They've been really messed up. And on top of that, to Deshaun Watson's defense, Deshaun Watson has not had a good offensive line, and that does make a difference. Now, I know what some people are going to say. They're going to say, "Well, Patrick Mahomes, he didn't have a good offensive line, stuff like that." Yeah, that's true. But not to shit on Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson is not a Pat Mahomes. You know what I'm saying? Pat Mahomes is on a whole nother level, but Deshaun Watson was on that level too. Um, and it seemed that once Deshaun Watson did get hurt or whatever, he has not been able to quite recover and get back to the Deshaun Watson of old. You understand? So those are some reports. Now, do I think Deshaun Watson should retire or it's time to give up on him? I thought about it long and hard. No, absolutely not, man. This guy is going through trials and tribulations just like anybody else. You know what I'm saying? We can name players over time that went through trials and tribulation. Let me start with the great Ray Lewis. Don't forget, a lot of people don't even talk about this. For as good as Ray Lewis was, when that murder case had happened and stuff like that, and him, the accusations and the trial and stuff like that, Ray Lewis went through a lot. There were people that were talking shit, saying stuff about Ray Lewis, stuff like that. Okay, and I'm talking about players that were still playing. I'm not gonna bring up O.J. Simpson or any of that. I'm talking about players that were still playing and them still having to go through the trials and tribulation, even when they were in the NFL. Who could forget Mike Vick? Of course. I mean, they were standing outside, literally saying Mike Vick, dog killer, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Um, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think. Who else? Um, Man, Ray Ray Rice, you know what I'm saying? He went through it too. Jamal Lewis, you know what I'm saying? We're not gonna sit here and we're not gonna say that what Deshaun Watson is going through is the worst thing that a football player has went through. You know what I'm saying? I mean, who could forget about Aaron Hernandez? I mean, of course, he ended up going to jail. Then you got Kellen Winslow. We know what Kellen Winslow done did. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Jason Kidd too. But, I'm talking more on the football level, Ted. Kellen Winslow, he's up in there RAPing um, homeless women and stuff. So, I mean, look, bro. Deshaun Watson will bounce back. I want him to bounce back. You know what I'm saying? Now, do Deshaun Watson got to do his part? Yes, absolutely. He's got to step back out there and he's got to come with that mentality like, okay, look, it's a brand new season. Now, I know with the contract and with this situation and stuff like that, he's not going to be able to leave the Browns organization. So he's shit out of luck and he's going to have to make the best of, where he's at. The fans are not the believe it or not, the fans are not making it any better for him either. Yeah, like he's gonna have to win the fans over. That's how hard it's gonna be. And it's gonna be a tough, and the fans shouldn't be tripping about anything, man. Y'all ain't won shit. Y'all haven't won shit. I mean, yeah, y'all haven't been to no championship. Okay. What? I think the only one y'all had was with Jim Brown. That was it. Other than that, y'all haven't been nowhere. Y'all constantly had losing seasons. I think one season, I think y'all had a season where y'all went 0-16. Am I right, Ted? You know more than I do. You over there in Ohio. They had a season. I remember it. Y'all had the dog. And y'all had a poster, and it said 0-16. I think we did too. The reason why I know that is because we only won. I think we had a winless season too. Tampa Bay organization had a winless season too. Yeah, I think we won maybe one. Nah, we had a winless organization too. I mean, winless season too. So, I mean, look, y'all shouldn't be up in there acting like y'all entitled, like y'all the New York Giants or y'all the Green Bay Packers or you know what I'm saying? Y'all even the Dallas Cowboys because I mean like y'all done hung multiple championship banners, you know what I'm saying, in y'all stadium. Nah, man. Let Deshaun play, man. Let him work himself back or whatever. He tore his Achilles, man. He tore his Achilles. Look, I'm gonna say this before I go too. Everybody want to talk about this man's mistakes and shit like that. Bruh, are we really gonna do this? Look at the shit that Joy Taylor's doing. Ain't nobody saying that. Matter of fact, Joy Taylor is actually being celebrated by the shit that she's doing. Now, look, I don't have no problem with it. But, I mean, what is this man doing? He doing something that a human being likes to do. He likes to get pleased. Okay, so what? I mean, everybody ain't gonna come out and admit it. We live in a very sexual society. Everybody likes sex. You know what I'm saying? Okay, man like to get, he like to get rubbed down and a massage. You know what I'm saying? Women do too. You know what I'm saying? So if you're going to sit up here and capitalize on this, well, he has a girlfriend. Well, shoot, she might like get massages too. You just don't know it. You don't know what the hell going on in their household. That's why like I trip out. Oh, how could you be like this and how could you be that? Did y'all say anything to Robert Kraft? I'm always bring his ass up because he did the same thing that Deshaun Watson doing. But y'all, hell, everybody cool with Robert Kraft. Everybody having a good time with Robert Kraft, partying, you know what I'm saying? Going up there having drinks with Robert Kraft, you know what I'm saying? Dinner on him and stuff like that. Or they forgot about that. But y'all want to make Deshaun Watson the poster child for hand jobs and all this other bullshit. Man, get the hell up out of here, man. He had one. Look, I'm talking about his quarterback play. I could care less about what he's doing, man. He can mess around with his many, uh, what you call them, masseuses and prostitutes or whoever, whatever he doing, man. Look, bruh, produce on the field. If we're gonna go by that logic, Michael Irvin, man, he was in the room with prostitutes. You know what I'm saying? Do we bring up LT? Look what LT went through. We don't talk about what LT. He was a registered SO. We don't talk about LT, and I love him as a football player, but we don't talk about that shit. You know what I'm saying? Look, we got to bring that shit to the forefront, man. But y'all want to sit up here and y'all want to talk about Deshaun Watson doing something that I gather almost all of us men want to do, which is to get pleased by a very sexy woman. Straight to the point. I'm out.